Um, Basically, that was pretty country. Basically, I started acting when I was in third grade. I did a play in the third grade back at Highlands Elementary. It was it was pretty cool. I had the lead. I think I was the lead role. I don't really remember that well. Ever since then, I just kind of always had the the passion to act. I was a big soccer player back in the day. I got hurt my junior year of high school, so that was a turning point for me. And like most high schools, you got to take a fine arts credit to graduate high school. So I took Theater 1. And after I took Theater 1, my theater teacher told me, Miss Patel, I'll never forget it, she was like, you have to take Theater 2. So, and my soccer career was over, so I just like, why not, let's try it out. And I took Theater 2, and I loved it. I didn't look back after that. I went to Alabama State for acting, and that was an experience in itself, just seeing so many black actors, and black artists all in one place. Like, you really don't see that, too many times unless, you like the Black Ensemble in Chicago, or something of that caliber. Like, with Dr. Tania Stewart, she was such a visionary, and pretty intimidating for someone who, had just really got into theater in my junior year of high school. A lot of these kids been, like, if I would have kept doing theater all the way up, from junior year to, from third grade all the way up to junior year, maybe I wouldn't have been as intimidated as I was, but nevertheless I was. So I was at Alabama State for a good minute, man, and you already know how that goes, party hard like a mug, I got in a couple good shows, did some great one-act plays, but yeah, I ended up dropping out of Alabama State, returning back home to Huntsville, Alabama. I was pretty lost at that point in time, because I knew that what I went to school for was, I got to hang around with different crowd, and not necessarily a bad crowd. It was just different, what I'm saying. And then the guys who I was hanging with were rapping heavy. That's all they did, and it was weird that I was in that clique, because I really wasn't a rapper, but I had, I dabbed in it in high school. We got on the little tracks here and there, but nothing too major. So I got back home, and I dropped out. I said, man, I'm finna rap full time. That's what I'm finna do. And shit, I did just that, man. I dropped 3 mixtapes in the course of like 2 years, and got a pretty good buzz. I didn't do it too many, which is my downfall. I didn't do too many, open mics and shows, which, because that was something really wasn't nobody doing, especially somebody like me. I wasn't, I'm not from the streets, I know the street niggas, but I'm not. They always kept me away, like, nah, Kai, you ain't, this life ain't for you, dog. So, I respect every street nigga, that ever, kept me away from that life, because I could have been locked up, I could have been in jail or something like that, but they kept me away because they knew, I was, I had something else to do, and whether that wasn't rapping or whether it was acting, whichever one it was, I knew, that it wasn't, selling drugs, even though, I did dab, a little bit of, marijuana, here and there, but, nothing hard, nothing like that. It's been a journey for real. It's been a true journey, for the most part. And, as time goes on, I end up, forming a studio with a couple friends of mine. Crazy when you talk about stuff, when you hear people talk about things and talk about their life experiences, and man, like it went so quick. Like, nah, it didn't go quick. Like, a lot of this stuff, I'm still thinking, like, man, we were just, making music happen in our own studio, but we had a falling out. Friendships do as you grow older. So that studio ended, and it pretty much ended everything that I really worked for. I'm not gonna really speak on what happened, but it happened, and it is what it is. So after that, I got to working heavy, corporate job, no degree, which was still blowing my mind, and I still I went to college all those years ago, and and I still haven't got my degree. Like, what was I doing down there? But now that I'm getting older, I was realizing, man, I was learning. I'm pretty sheltered as a kid, so what I'm saying, when you get your mind opened up to all these things, and it's so quick and it's happening so quick, man. You learn, and you live and you learn. That's how I live by that, man. You live and you learn, because you only learn by experiences. If you don't do nothing, if you don't take no risk, how you gonna learn? You can't.